Don't mind me, I just have a cup of Glow instead of a cup of Joe. I just made that up. No, I wanted to talk about something real quick. Let me this is about, let me see how to, yeah, okay. Yeah. Cup of Joe, cup of Glow. This is giving me like a little, let me put it like over here. Oh, you can't see it then. It's giving me one of these duties. I'll just hold it up in the sky. I wanted to talk about architect boy. I wonder if you guys have had an architect boy in your life or an architect girl. So it was 2017. I was in Iran and somehow I got invited into this group and we were all gonna go to the desert on this weekend. And so there's like 3 or 4 cars, like caravan style, and we're going into the desert and there's probably like 20 of us maybe. And then we stop to some, like in Iran, there's this like kind of like, it's like oatmeal plus like kind of meat. It's like a savory oatmeal. I don't like it so much, but we all were eating that besides me. And there was this guy, and like, you know, when you see someone and you're just like, like he's a cutie and he's gonna be the one this weekend that like I'm after or hope he's after me. And so then, yeah, I was just thinking about him today, and I feel like maybe there was a message there that I didn't pick up, and now I'm back reflecting on it and feeling into it. But basically, so how the weekend went on was like, you know, it's actually such a cool thing in Iran. It's called a caravanserai, and it's like this castle in the middle of the desert. There's actually many of them, and in the old days, like with the Silk Road and all that, you had people, travelers and sellers stopping at these places in the middle of the desert that had like some food and they can like take a break and catch their breath for a few nights. And so they have those all over Iran, and you can like stay at them now, like kind of as tourists, or go with a bunch of friends and like camp out. And it's like usually hollow in the middle, and they're huge, like football field big. And in the middle is like a big courtyard. People like hang out, and there's fires and music, and it's just like, it's so dreamy because you see the shooting stars. You like, it's just like a blanket of stars in this castle in the middle of desert with your friends. So it's like top vibes. But I was anxious the whole time because I was like, you know, like, am I gonna meet this dude? Like, and like, you know, you're just, it's really weird. You're like kind of flirting and you're kind of nervous and you're like, does he notice me? Does he, and like, it's just like a game. And sometimes the game is fun and sometimes it's exhausting, especially if it's like another language and you're like probably missing half of the cultural cues. But so, I think we could tell we're both into each other. And then at some point in the night, we're like roasting kebabs over this like open flame, and like everything's amazing, but like all I can think of is like, what is the next step with this guy? Like, what are we gonna become or not? And like, I don't know how it even happens because it's like almost 10 years ago, but then we like steal away with each other and we just like go onto this, like find this other like small castle. We like walk forever into the desert at night, and then we find this other like small little castle thing, and we were like on top of the castle, and like, I don't know how things go with guys and girls, and we were like kissing, and then but we could see far in the distance there was like what do you call it, like police stand thing. And so we were just praying that they didn't have like a way to see us, because we could literally get arrested for straight up just making out in open public air like that. I don't know, so it was just like kind of fun and risky and blah 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 blah. So, you know, as things go on, we wake up the next morning, you're like, I don't know, we're gonna be a thing or not. And then we go back And I think like the next week he invites me over, and it's really cool because he has like all this like architecture stuff, like photos of stuff he's like buildings he's made, and just like sketches, and wow, it's just really cool studio, like very bachelor vibes, but when like wall-to-wall windows, and like it was really cool and kind of cozy. And so I'm like into him, he's like maybe into me but giving me weird vibes. And then we meet a few days later and we go on this like little hike, but it was weird, like I don't even remember talking too much to him. And then finally, like a couple days later, I text him and I'm like, I don't remember, but he was like, yeah, like, oh wait, hold on. And then we went back to his place, of course, again, and like we almost did, but we didn't, so I'm glad about that. But yeah, I texted him a few days later and I was like, something about like want to see you again or something, and he's like, oh, I've been really enjoying our time together, and like you're so awesome, but like and it's really confusing, but I, you know, like I've decided to go back to be with my ex. So I mean, I was like really upset and sad and depressed for like I don't know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And all my friends are like, oh, it's fine, or oh, you're better than him, or oh, you find someone else, or whatever. But I was like really fucking sad. Like, yeah, I was super sad. And he like kept on messaging me, but I was like, yo, you don't want to be with me, like what are you doing? So I eventually stopped responding to him. And then I think like maybe, what was it, like 3 or 4 or 6 weeks later, I was on to Iceland. So I guess, yeah. But I think like it's kind of crazy that he came back to me. It's been so long and I haven't thought of him, architect boy, but I was like, what is the message there? You know what I'm saying? Like our memories are like tarot cards. Sometimes they come up. It's like there's something that wants to be shown to us, you know? And so I'm just trying to think like, architect boy. Well, I have one quick obvious thought, but I don't know if this is it, but like I was seeing this other guy in Miami a couple months ago, and he was divorcing his wife, and he had told her like they had broken up, and he's like seeing other people and stuff like that. So I was like seeing him, and like there was a point where like I stopped hearing from him, and then it was kind of unclear if like he went back to be with his ex-wife or not. Like I still don't really know what happened. But and like he was a really cool person, like I was really into him. But same thing with architect boy, and this is physicist, so it's like physicist boy and architect boy. It's like looking back at both of those experiences now, I still feel like a little nauseous and painful, and like of course a part of me wish it could have happened, like we could have like had something. But then honestly, it's like kind of a blessing in disguise that it didn't happen with both of these guys for various reasons. And it's so cliche and we get tired of hearing it and we want to resist it, but it's like these blessings in disguise really do happen. And there's like beauty in disguise, and maybe even joy in disguise, like the way we love to ignore our joy. Like yeah, that's a whole nother tangent, like the way that we run away from our joy, or we've just ignored it for so long that it's foreign it's a very foreign thing, and it's like, it's almost like a big bag of joy when you've been like storing your joy away. You're like, no, I can't feel it. No, I'm not supposed to. No, blah, 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 blah. And you do it maybe from trauma or some experiences that like told you not to experience it. Your body learned or whatever. And so then you start to store it away. This is just the thought I had right now, but it's like, what if you're storing all your joy away? And then like, it's so massive that your body doesn't even like, is scared to even touch that joy bag because it's so big. So I think about that sometimes. Yeah, I don't know how we got to that because we were talking about the men. Oh yeah, joy in disguise, beauty in disguise, and like if this physicist dude from a couple months ago, if he like walked in front of my door right now or my windows and he had like flowers and he's like, you know, I want to sit down and tell you everything that happened, whatever, the whole thing, like I would be so anxious, and a part of me thinks I would sit and listen and like want to hear everything, but a part of me knows that like it was gonna be so messy with that guy, like so messy. His ex-wife, the children, the other ex-wife, there's some ex-girlfriend out there that like still whatever with him, like, and then he has all his issues, and then it would, anyways, the point is it was gonna be really fucking messy. And then, you know, it goes into the whole thing of like, if it was meant to be, you'll make it work, or like if your souls were like meant to be, like all this was just situational shit and whatever, like just a part of it. But honestly, like looking into it, it's like it's just a part of it, but it's like it's a kind of like a part of the chaos and being attracted to chaos and being like, it's like chaotic, it's sparkly. It's like if you think about like a whirlpool, or like you go to a spa, and sometimes when you sit in the water that's just like really still, it's like you want movement, like it's boring. And so then, you know, you want like the whirlpool, the chaos, like you want that. And so we get I think, yeah, into these situations that, anyways, yeah, beauty in disguise, and like truly a blessing in disguise. But then with blessing in disguises, I think, at least I've noticed, is like I don't want to just be like a cop out and everything is just like, you know, blessing in disguise, and then you're like white knuckling yourself to believe that, and then it's just like that's not really always true either. Like I still wanted this dude, and parts of me still do, but overall, for my emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, and also possibly my overall joy, my overall like life package sort of situation, not being with him was it was a good thing. But yeah, architect boy, it does frustrate me. And this is, I don't think, a guy thing, but it's just guys that I'm dating. But it does frustrate me that like people will like date you and then they'll be like, oh yeah, so I guess like I'm actually into my wife still, or like I'm actually still into my ex-wife or my ex-girlfriend. And that really bugs me. And it also hurts because you're like, oh, okay, so like wasn't worth it, like, but then like kind of makes sense. Like humans, we're all kind of messy. We all are confused sometimes. We don't know what we want. There's something comfortable about exes and stuff like that, and so I get it, but it does hurt when you're on the receiving end of it. Yep. So, beauty in disguise. Yeah, beauty in disguise. But then on the flip side, there is beauty that's just accessible, available. It's not in any disguise. It's like right there. And sometimes that is so available for us and so obvious, but we still are like not letting it in, you know? Sometimes we just have to like put our face on our hand and just be like, whoa, I like, just like humble yourself and submit yourself a bit to the fact that you don't do certain things that you want to do, or yeah, you're resisting the hell out of things, and it creates like such a tension because everything's coming this way and everything's coming this way, and so you got like, it's like magnetical forces, but they're opposite of each other, and then it just keeps you fucking erect, man. You're just like in tensions. But sometimes it's better to just curve a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, who was it? It was Lauryn Hill that talks about, can we all just like let our stomachs hang out a little bit? Like, can we all just like stop pretending and stop playing with each other so much? And like, that's like, I do think about that a lot, but then I also think that like everyone, a lot of people pretending, a lot of us performing, a lot of us, like it does create a good tension, which I think like creates interesting things for humanity. You know, like all of us playing this game is like, does really boost like humanity in terms of like innovation, and like not just innovation, like the internal innovation, like because we're all in some sort of competition, or we're all in some sort of like performance, like that does like in a way force you to have to continue to sharpen yourself, which sucks if you don't want to do it, or sucks if you don't know how, but it's also like evolution, and I think evolution is like healthy. And so it's just a little warped because the current like value systems of like, or metrics of like society, it's like a little bit more this way. So even if you're trying to stay out of that, it's gonna be flavored in that. But I'm okay with like a little chicken dunked in, like a little honey Dijon, like just a little flavor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not against that. But anyways, I forget what I was saying. I'm on tangent central tonight. I think like for me, what I was trying to do earlier is like, I had so many things. It was like, what time was it? I don't know, it was like 5:30, and I was like, oh my God, it's Saturday night, is so young. I'm probably not going out tonight, even though I have tickets to something. I'm probably gonna stay in for the next 5 or 6 or 7 hours, and that's like, ooh, luxury time. Like, I mean, I have so much to do. I can always clean my house. Like, there's so many chores, logistics, and like fun things, creative projects, whatever. I mean, I have like everywhere I look, I'm like, I see something that I can do. So I was like, let me go sit my butt down in my little meditation corner and really like feel into what I want to do. And I was like, my first thing was like, oh, I should write my book and, you know, spend 2 hours in my book every day. But then like, I was like, I thought of Architect Boy, and I was like, I want to make a video, like storytelling a little bit of the experience. It wasn't like super probably interesting. Hopefully it was. It wasn't like, oh, plan it out and make it like a movie, but I just wanted to see what comes through. There's like a little seed about the Architect Boy. So then I came on here and I've been talking for like the last 20 minutes, and that's cool. Like I can talk, like, and hopefully weave together something. I don't know. But then I'm like, who's gonna watch this? And I think everyone who started asked that, but it's like, did you have the commitment to keep on doing it time after time after time after time to get people and the algorithms, whatever, be working for you? But then the second thing I think of is like, okay, but like that's that little narrative, oh, like be consistent, and oh, algorithms or people will finally catch up with you, you'll find your tribe will find you, blah blah blah. That has been like the model for like the last couple years, but it's like, what are we moving into? Because we have to consider that like all of these platforms are like a little bit saturated, but someone once told me that like there's gonna be a tension from like now until forever. Like we're now addicted to social media as a species, at least for the next 50 years probably. And so it's like, yeah, there's like more, there's like, the market is saturated, but there's like a lot of attention still. But anyways, I know how to really talk myself out of creating like, well, I don't talk myself out of creating. That is impossible. I talk myself out like then taking this, what I just created, talked, whatever, and putting it into the world. That's the part where I'm not good at. And like, I'm trying to get better. It is honestly a mystery to me. And then like you can reach it and be like, okay, someone says post 3 times a week and just stay consistent and do it for the next year. Okay, but like honestly, I lose the soul, I lose the connection because I just become a bit of a robot. I did, for example, today schedule out like 10 posts on Instagram. So for the next like 10 days, they're just posting at will, which is actually really cool. But when I was like just grinding out the posts, I wasn't really connected to them. Like I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, they were aquatic photos, and so I took the photos a while ago and they're edited and ready to go, but I wasn't like putting super connection and heart into like writing like a little caption about each one. And it's not like the worst thing in the world, but to me, if the creative process no longer involves me, like my actual soul, then it's not worth it, because it's just like my body doing something or a brain doing something, or like part of my brain that I don't even really like want to be operating the show is doing something, you know? It's like, is your soul still involved? Is it still connected? You know? Are you still connected to like the creative muse? So yeah, I mean, I could just post this for the fuck of it. And then I will. I've gotten over the fear at this point of just posting stuff. But then it's like, do I continue? And then do I have to make stuff like this, you know? And then you just like, I guess I've reached the next stage, which is like, this is just experimentation stage where you just find your voice maybe and you post shit and then you see what you like and then you double down and then you get an audience. Yeah. So I'm like in the very much like the ugly duckling stage, I think. I mean, it could be fun. I need to like figure out ways to enjoy it. It's like just like all the energy, like it's all about the mindset of like, I'm really fucking enjoying this because, and then you go really deep into like the good stuff and you get hyped on that. I think I can do that. Like that's the cool thing about our brains is we can kind of like renegotiate with ourselves. So like, I'm like, whoa, this is really creative for like luxury. Like there are some people in the world that they have a specific brand and they can't really fucking explore. Like I can do like whatever the fuck I want. Like this is really true creative expression time, like experimentation time. So that's kind of fun. And then eventually, I don't know, that's the fear eventually is like you start to wonder, is anyone watching? Or if a lot of people are watching, it's like, oh, do I have to carry down this one path, like one specific pathway that people really liked? I just thought of one of my good friends from England. She has 2 kids now. What a different life for me. My kid is this one. You see, it's I have actually 2 kids. And they're actually from a while ago, but you know, pumpkins are so hardy, these little kids. You know, kind of like their mom, kind of not, to be honest with you. They take after their father, you know, like they're missing their limbs, but it's quite okay. They're little cheeky lads. Those are my children. Well, I should probably get going at this point because at this point I feel like I'm just making fun of Gigi we used to do this when we were little girls, like make fun of each other. Like she would speak in the American tone and she'd be like, what's up, Asia, like lil, lil. And I was like, I sound like that? And she was like, yeah, but it's kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, it's really cool though. We think it's actually so cute. Except she doesn't say cute like that. But yeah, it's about this time where I start to say to myself, you know, like, you have nothing to say. Although I do have a lot to say. There is no argument around that. It's just like, is this coherent? Is this helpful for someone else? You know what I'm saying? I just have to hope that somehow my brain frequency matches someone's brain frequency, or several, whatever, brain frequencies out there. Because I think at some point, it's not even about the content, because we're consuming so much content at this point. It's kind of about like some sort of, I don't know, energy, heart, frequency thing. It's like resonance, like in the way I'm speaking the words, in the cadence, like just in the energy, like you, like the part that I'm at right now in my life, you can kind of just feel it. You can just kind of feel it. I'm ahead of some of you guys, I'm behind some of you guys. And like it is just what it is. I think we all carry this. It is just real, and we unconsciously can pick up on it. And so I'm hoping ours are similar, or mine's inspiring, or you can see yourself in me in some way, or feel yourself, because I feel like that's the like next, not step, but like the next, like the evolution basically of social media. Because like we've heard everything, and like how tired are you of like haven't heard, like we've heard of all the perfect things of like how to do life, and we've seen the funniest videos that make us like laugh so loud we're afraid our like next door neighbors and be like, is she okay? Like I literally am like laughing so hard, I'm like, I need to not sound so crazy, and so I stop laughing. But and it's all good, we want more laughing videos, but I think at a certain point it's just like we're like tired of consumption, and like our attention spans have to keep on getting faster and faster and faster, and then the content creators and everyone just creating. And so it's like, how are you gonna quickly see if you want to watch something or connect to something? You know, it's not based on the words, like it's gonna have to be so quick. It's just like based on the way in which someone is speaking really 100% does communicate like exactly where they are in their life, and maybe their value systems, and like everything. Honestly, like I did study communications back in the day in college at UCLA, and like it's insane that every single thing we do is like communicating to your consciousness, kind of where my consciousness is at. Not just like this arm goes up, but that might mean like I come from a country that they're very this, or like I feel confident in my body that I can like, you know, do. Like it's communicating like 500 million things, and you'll be picking up on like, you'll be making interpretations that exist or don't exist. You'll be picking up on things based on like where you are in your life, where you've been. Anyway, it's insane. So I think it's gonna be less about performance and more about really being genuine, and being genuine in front of the camera, and also when you're not used to it, is actually not that easy. And then you perform genuinity or whatever, which I see these days going on, and it's like, if you can pick up on it, it's very cringy, and you're like, Anyways, we're coming at the 30-minute point, which is like about to cross some sort of threshold of being psychotic if you can speak 30 minutes straight to yourself. Honestly, no judgment for people who are clinically psychotic. Like that must be a nightmare. I don't know. I've had some mental stuff, but yeah. Anyways, be safe out there. Take care of your mental health, which is not always easy, but friends, exercise, water, good food, funny shows, movies, good books, animals, nature, you know, dancing. Those are just the basics. Okay.